Hello, and welcome back. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Erin.
And this is the Getaways Podcast. And you know what else this is?
It's winter.
It's 2026. Happy New Year, people.
Happy New Year.
We're a little late coming back because I was a little under the weather when we first got back. But we are back. It's 2026.
Well, we were also hit by an incredible winter storm, so it kind of mucked up everything.
All right. So we left for Sweden the day after Christmas.
December 26th.
Obviously, that's a bit of a drive. Okay, so first of all, I guess we should explain why Sweden, right?
Yes. Why Sweden?
So, well, that's a fine question, people. I get why you're asking. Well, I like to go places that we've never been before, especially for like event holidays.
Yes.
You know, like, so we've been to a lot of places on mainland Europe and a lot of like capital cities for New Year's.
Yes.
But we kind of haven't, we've been in Finland.
Yes.
And Denmark, but we haven't been to Norway or Sweden. Well, you'd been to Sweden
I've been to
for
Stockholm,
work before. Yeah. And so Stockholm is a heck of a drive from here.
Yes.
So we had initially kind of put that out of our minds that was just too far. But then I started doing a little bit of research on Sweden in general, and we decided on, depending on where you live, Gothenburg or Gothenburg, which is about like 15 hours.
Yes.
So that's doable with stops along the way. So that's where we decided to go. And there was quite a bit to do there, which we'll get into all the details. But it seemed like when we were planning it, there was plenty to keep us occupied. Mm-hmm. We got to see a bit of Sweden. Seemed like a win-win all around. And we were right.
We were right.
Okay, so we left on the 26th, as I said. And then our first stop was in Hamburg, Germany.
Yeah.
And it was literally just a stop. I
know we've said this before, but we like to try to drive 4 to 5 hours max a day.
Right. Yeah. And then the next stop was fantastic.
Copenhagen.
And then
we drove to Gothenburg. So I was a little nervous about the drive because it was under zero. And we were going over a bridge and driving through a lot of non-city areas to get from Malmö to Gothenburg.
Right.
Nothing to be nervous about. The roads are great. The traffic's great. It's they drive slow like they do in the Netherlands. Not slow, but like 100 kilometers an hour is about the speed limit there that I found. It was easy. The bridge was, we watched a TV show called The Bridge, a Swedish TV show before that we really liked. And we went across that bridge. So that was fun.
Well, because the cool part about that bridge is halfway in the middle of that bridge is the border.
Yeah.
So one half of the bridge is Swedish and one half of the British is Danish.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a cool thing that you're crossing this border in the middle of.
Now, I'll tell you, when you cross over from Denmark to Sweden, they were pulling people over and checking their cars.
Right.
When you cross from Sweden into Denmark, not a sign.
There was not even a little hut to stop anybody.
No. So.
Okay. So we stayed in a little Airbnb in Gothenburg that was very, 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 very well connected. We were 2 stops away from city center in a really cute apartment that was fairly inexpensive, very close to the world of Volvo. Just very well placed. It had everything we needed. We really enjoyed that place.
It was so cozy. I did love that apartment.
Yeah. And the thing that I loved about that apartment too is it's always hard staying in somewhere that doesn't have a yard for the dog. And the first couple of days, I tried to kind of meander and explore the roads and find good places to walk him. But I was much more exploratory like day 3 or day like 2.5.
2.5, because day 3 I went with you.
Okay. And I started finding like all of these trails that went off the beaten path that were in like wooded areas that would take you to like parks that were just in walking areas.
And schools.
I found like this whole network of beauty that you would have no idea if you just stayed on the sidewalks. It was like, I was so happy because all of a sudden it was like this whole new world opened up to us, and we could do different walks, and it was so much more entertaining for both of us. Like it was, and we got to explore places, which was great. Anyway, that's my little sidetrack. Okay, back to the city.
Okay, so the first night we just didn't do anything, but we did go to, I love a grocery store. I love a grocery store.
And this was a grocery store.
Yeah, it was like an American-sized grocery store. It was huge.
But it was almost like a Target and a grocery store got married because it had everything you could possibly want. Yeah,
and lobster crackers.
That's true. It did not have seafood crackers.
So we went to the grocery store and we got food and we shopped for a few days. We got all sorts of fika it was magical because I love a grocery store so much.
Well, let's explain the fika culture.
Yes.
Okay. So, fika is, and hopefully I'm saying that right, is sort of the happy hour, the sober happy hour for Sweden. So in the mid to late afternoon.
And in the morning, I found out.
Yeah. But I mean, most people can't take that time off. Yeah. But people have a non-alcoholic drink, whether it's like a hot tea or a coffee or, something like that, and a sweet treat, often a cinnamon roll or a little cookie or, something. And they sort of sit and have this cozy moment with friends, family, whoever is available, and have this sort of warm, cozy moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we did not experience the fika culture as much as we had intended or wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
Just because that's a little bit of a weird time for us to have it's kind of a big snack.
Mid-morning or mid-afternoon is what I read. So mid-morning.
Like I'm not a morning, like I have breakfast and then,
early. Yeah. And then mid-afternoon, maybe because we lived in Italy so long, I like an aperitivo. I like to have an alcohol drink.
Yeah.
Is that bad to say?
No. But I mean, I think that's something, it's cool and I wish we had done it more, but it just kind of didn't fit into the schedule.
But turns out, I didn't know it then when I bought those treats at the bakery at the grocery store. Those were fika treats. So we did have.
Well, I think it can kind of be anything, right?
Sweet.
It's just that time of day and that sort of taking time for yourself and to be cozy and all of that. And so then the next day, we took the tram, which was so easy and so efficient, into the center and did a little walking tour that we found on the tourism.
The tourist board,
yeah. And that was nice, kind of gave us like a global entree into the city and sort of showed us different areas. But the one area that I think we all loved the most probably was Haga, right? Which is a very, I want to just call it fika central. I mean, it's like all the places are very cozy, very warm. There's all kinds of little like cafes and shops.
It's like the East Village.
Yeah.
Or like the Jordan area in Amsterdam. It's like the hip, kind of cool, up and coming. There's a little grit to it, but it's cool.
But you will not see an H&M. You will not see, it's all like little independent shops and cafes and that kind of stuff. And it's just really cool. And
mostly walking streets.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of secondhand / vintage stores in Haga, but in all of the area. They're really kind of fun to just like kick around and see what everybody has. And it's just a fun shopping version.
And we went in a lot that day because what we discovered our first night there the day before, because Lisa came home from her walk with Rex and was like, every house, every apartment has either
every window.
Yeah. And so you look at an apartment building and every window has either a lit star in it or these like kind of triangular bases is it 5 or 7?
I thought it was 8, but I think they're all different. I think they can be different.
That has like candles in it that go up, so it kind of is the shape of a Christmas tree.
Well, yeah, because I couldn't figure out at first if it was like an advent calendar or if it was a menorah, because my vision's not great, and if they were on a high floor, like I couldn't tell how many candles there were, and so I was like, I don't know what it is, but it's so incredibly widespread that I can't think that it's either one of those or it has religious ties necessarily.
Okay, so what they are is the light up paper stars are called Advent Jarnor.
Copy that.
Christmas Advent star. And the candle style window lights are called Advents Lystuk.
Rolls right off the tongue.
I mean, I'll put pictures on the website.
But they are, I think, originally, and somebody told us this, or I don't remember where, or maybe on the internet we learned it, but they originally did come from the Advent season, but they have continued throughout the course of winter to be sort of, because it's so cold and so dark, much like the Netherlands, but even worse, throughout winter, that they're supposed to just sort of be like, hey, here's some brightness, here's some solidarity, we're all in this together, we'll all get through it, here's some light. Like, the sentiment behind it is so lovely.
Yeah. And the fact that everybody does it. Everybody. Office buildings had them.
Yeah.
Like, it was so beautiful. And it is not super sunny even in the daytime. So they're lit all day long. And it's so nice. And it's all winter. So they're going to be up until probably March.
Yeah.
So we were on a hunt to find some.
Well, yeah, because I love that idea, and we do know how hard it is to survive winter. I mean, today we literally can not leave the house, and that wears on you, and to have that sort of like, I think solidarity is the word, that like everybody's in this and like we all get it, is just kind of a cool thing.
I don't know if it's Swedish people that live here or if just the sentiment has trickled over a little bit, but you do see stars.
Stars for sure. In fact, at the Christmas markets, there were quite a few stalls that were selling them, but we didn't understand them.
Right, but there's houses on...
Yeah, on that street right there.
Yeah, right there. Because Lisa's been bringing up these stars before we even got to Sweden.
Well, because I like them. Yeah. I always thought they were cool, but now that I know like what that means and that there's more to it than just like a, star in your window, it's cool.
So we were on a hunt that day. We had no luck. We had no luck in Gothenburg finding them.
And we had lunch there. You guys ate. I did not.
Yes, we had lunch at a place called, what was it called? It was like Hemma House. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a chain because I think there's one in Malmo and I think there's one in Stockholm.
Oh, okay.
But it was the cutest little restaurant. Mm-hmm. Probably had 10 tables.
Right.
And we went in and we decided to go there because it said they had glögg.
And they did not. They're liars.
They had just stopped it 2 days prior. So I guess glögg in Sweden is Christmas, right?
I guess, do we need to explain what glögg is? We made a version of it before, the glühwein, but it's the Swedish version of mulled wine. Yeah. And
it's better.
I liked it a lot better. It's a lot more cinnamony. It's a lot more spicy. And they often put rum in it, but not always. You kind of have to be careful what you order, of what you want. But, it's Christmas in a cup. Like it's so...
Yeah.
Love it.
Dylan got the Swedish meatballs with mashed potatoes. And I have to tell you, the Swedes make good meatballs.
And the berries.
Oh, and lingonberries.
They're less bitter and a little bit smaller than currants.
You see them at IKEA.
Shocking.
Yeah. But they were it was so good. Dylan didn't care for the berries. So I ate all his berries. And then I got what's famous and what people eat in Sweden. It's like an open faced shrimp sandwich. So are they boiled? They're just cooked shrimp, like little shrimp.
Yeah.
Like the little guys.
Like what we would call bay shrimp in California.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's cooked. It's just an open shrimp salad, basically, on a piece of bread. And I think that I loved it. I think Lisa didn't have one that day. I think she would have been on the fence because it's very mayonnaise heavy, which I like. Mm-hmm. But they was so good. But they're called, Rockmaka. Does that sound right? Rock.
Absolutely.
We're just going to say shrimp sandwich. But we really enjoyed that. And then we kind of hightailed it back to the house. But Dylan and I did enjoy the thrifting so much that we decided to go back the following day. But we started with the world of Volvo.
Yeah, which was really cool.
3-minute walk from our apartment.
Yeah, and I think it was like 20, something like that.
It was $18 a person.
Okay, euros, right?
Euros, yeah.
Once it took a conversion.
Yeah.
Because they use kroners.
Yeah, it was like 180 Swedish kroner.
So really kind of a nice, like, all ages exploration of the brand. And I know that sounds weird and sounds like just a commercial, but it is interesting to see like how a car company like that's really like the Swedish car company, like how they provided the trucks and the emergency equipment and even ice cream trucks, like how all of that sort of the evolution of transportation and movement in the country. And I thought that was really interesting.
But it is great for kids. So if you're there with little kids, because I feel like what I learned about at least Gothenburg was every place you go, they want to make it good for kids and they want to have good space because outside is half the year is probably not the best.
Right.
Because it rains, it snows, it's cold. So the Volvo place had like lots of interaction stuff that were fun for kids and fun for us. They had the whole Lego room, which we didn't even go in, which is good.
And they also did a nice job with technology.
Yes.
I mean, there was a lot of, everything from like VR to, operating tractor.
Yeah.
And excavator.
Yeah.
So it was like, it kind of ran the gamut too of, of all the things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I recommend it. It doesn't take long. You could probably do the whole thing in an hour, even if you did the Lego room.
Yeah, I think we were there probably an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But it was great, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
We really want to get a S60.
We're just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
We're manifesting, people. Or starting a GoFundMe, one or the other.
Feel free to donate to our Volvo dream. And then from there, Lisa walked back home, and Dylan and I took the tram to the center, and we went to Haga again. And we ate at this place called House of Thai. Thai House?
It's a very creative name.
And it was this cute little tiny restaurant. It was an all-you-could-eat buffet, and it was so not expensive. It was probably like $20 a piece with our drinks. And Dylan really likes Thai food, and I like Thai food. So we really enjoyed that. And then Dylan had found a store that was only open on certain days, and the owner would only tell you the day before if they were going to be open. He got an alert the day before. So we went there, and we just stopped in a couple more stores, and then we headed back.
And then that night we went to the fish market / fish church.
Yes.
Which we'd read about so many places on the internet, and it was definitely on our list of things to do. But we were expecting, you go to a fish market, something that's referred to as a fish market, and you think of just like, a big sort of food market with, and then you can buy fish, or you can there's some places that have restaurants. Well, this place, and it's kind of, pedestrian. Like it's not like it's guys in aprons, like with blood on their
at a fish market.
Yeah.
Yes. You think of Seattle.
Yeah.
That's what you think of. That's what I think of. This is not what it was.
This is not what it was. And it was not, it was lovely, but it was so not what I was expecting. But you
could buy fish.
Yeah, you could, but it was very fancy.
Yes.
Like I felt like you couldn't talk above a whisper in there. And
the lights are dim.
Yeah, it was like being in Michelin restaurant, which it may have been some of those places.
It's called Feskekorka. Again, fish church.
Fish church.
And it's shaped like a church on the outside.
Yeah.
It's got like
it probably was originally, right? But it was just like two kind of long aisles, and you could buy like whole fish and some like seafood items, but there were very few people in there. There was a couple bars, and then the food that was being made like restaurant style was fancy. And and
I
it was,
don't think cheap.
I'm sure. So we happily saw it, had a drink, and
we had
it out in the cold.
€20 Aperol Spritz.
Yeah.
Sweden's not cheap.
Yeah. Going out to eat was definitely not cheap. So we did a balance of trying to choose carefully where we ate out and then eat at home. But what we ate at home that night was recommended by our Swedish bartender at the fish church.
He was great.
Yeah. And so we asked him, like if you were ordering it to your house, what would you get? And he's like, whole face lit up, and he's like, have you had Swedish pizza? And we were like, whoa, we lived in Italy for a long time. And he goes, throw that out the window. And then he told us where to order, what to order.
Donner Pizza.
Yeah. And the place.
Donner Kebab Pizza. Yeah. I'll have to, I don't remember what it's called. I'll do it. I'll put a post up about it.
Okay. But he was like, he goes, you just have to clear your head of everything that you've had before, and you just have to eat it. And Dylan ordered exactly what he said, and he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it. I was not so adventurous, and I stuck with a pizza that I knew I was going to like, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Donner pizza apparently is the way to go. I don't know that the whole world would consider it Swedish pizza, but
he was so Swedish, and he was so happy to tell us about it. So that's what we did for dinner that night.
Yeah. I'm glad we did.
Yes. So the next day was New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And so Dylan and I went to Leisberg, which is the amusement park. Like it, again, was just on the other side of World of Volvo, very, very close to us. And we knew that there weren't any rides, but we still went over there because we just wanted to see. Well, they said there was a Christmas market too, which was another lie. But we still wanted to just kind of see what the park looked like. And so you have to pay kind of a ridiculous amount of money to just walk around. But I guess if you had kids, it was worth it.
Like €25.
Yeah. So Dylan and I took a little tour of it. It was decorated super, super cute, but not a single thing open. None of the stores were open. None of the food places were open. So we just kind of did a really quick walk around. And I will say that if you were a kid who lives in the city, it would have been great because they had a huge ice skating rink in the middle. They were playing games. They were having like characters come and skate with people. I mean, the place was packed in that area, and it would have been, kids must have just been in heaven. We obviously we're not going to do that. So, but it was nice to see all the decorations and whatever. And it was definitely someplace that we would want to go back when the rides are open, because the rides looked super fun. And we were
they do
a
have
little envious of people that got to ride them.
And then that night I went on a walk with you guys and I got to see
I showed you all the little trails and stuff. And then we just went into the city. Like we've talked about before, for me, New Year's Eve is kind of chill because the dog always freaks out. And so I would and I don't like to stay up past, like 9:30. So I stay home.
And that's not just middle age. That's been for a long time.
That's in my DNA. So we went to, but we still wanted to like do something and be like festive and see people and stuff. So we went out and had a drink in the center, which again was like, I think like a $35 spritz at some Irish pub, which was cute.
Yeah.
And it was fun to be out, but there was a lot of people out, a lot of like pre-fireworks.
We went for fika.
Well, yeah.
And all those places were like closed.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, let's go to a bar. And the only bar we could find open was this Irish pub called the Irish Embassy.
Yeah. It was nice though.
It was fun. It was festive. Everybody was having the best time, like you would expect in an Irish pub.
Yeah. And I'm sure they did bigger stuff later because there was that whole band area set up and stuff. So we had a drink and then we came home and I made lobster, steak, mushrooms, a little festive dinner.
Now, when I say things are more expensive in Sweden, the groceries are a little bit more, a few percent,
Yeah, not much.
Not much more than here in the Netherlands. But what is not expensive is lobster. You could get a whole lobster for €17.
It was 9.
A whole lobster for €9.
I was like, €17 a lot. Yeah, no, it was, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. And the meat was good.
The meat was so good.
Yeah.
It was Irish.
It was.
Yeah.
So we just had, and then we watched
a fantastic movie called The Mask. It's not really fantastic. We were all like, ugh.
And then Rex and I went to bed.
And Dylan and I did not. Right about 2 minutes before 12, Dylan and I bundled up to go outside because we knew that there would be some fireworks. And there were a lot of fireworks. Not like Italy, because Italy is just unhinged. The Netherlands is unhinged, but it was a lot. So we stayed outside for about a half an hour. And then that was our New Year's Eve.
And then on New Year's Day, it turned out that we actually didn't know it, but we planned very well because someplace that was on our list to go was actually, and indoors because it was freezing outside, was actually open on New Year's Day, and that's Universeum.
Yes.
And
right by Lisburg and right by Volvo. I mean, like we were right by all the fun stuff.
Again, walkable. And it's a science museum, but it has a little bit of everything. So you go up to the 7th floor and start, and you can go, there's like an area that's the sea, that they call it like Arctic Sea or something like that. And you can see a bunch of, it's like an aquarium. You can say, I mean, it's not extensive, but you can see different fish and different kind of sea life. And then you go down a little bit and you go into
the coral reef.
And then you go into the rainforest, which has toucan, caiman,
sloths.
The sloths were really cool. They're behind glass, so you can't get too close to them, but you can watch them. And there's monkeys in there too. I forgot about the little monkeys with the sloths.
Yeah.
So that, and then there's a whole section of like the way the body works and everything from digestion to places in the brain that control different thoughts and body processes. Just a little bit of everything. You could spend as much time there as you wanted. But
and people did bring their kids. I mean, it was full of kids because it was cold and it was getting ready to start snowing.
Yeah. We were probably there for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And we watched, I slept through a 3D movie about the planets.
In the dome at the very top.
Yeah. So you kind of lie down in your seat and watch with 3D glasses and watch this movie or take a little snooze.
And they have a cafe and snack bars. And it's just
a big gift shop.
A big gift shop with really cool science toys in it.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then we went home. We had a dinner. What did we have? We had Swedish meatballs that night.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of chilled at home the rest of the time.
Yeah. The next day we left and we decided to stop, instead of Copenhagen, we decided to stop in Malmo on the way home. And we got some weather.
Well, it started snowing in Gothenburg the night before we left. It was not slippery. It was fine driving. There was definitely snow on the ground. We were driving in snow, but it was fine. When we got to Malmo, there was snow on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fine.
It was fine, yeah. So we did quite a bit of walking around that afternoon and
looking
evening.
For stars
and Rex.
Yeah.
I walked him quite a bit around the canals, and then we came back and got Dylan and went in for another little shopping walk around and
we found
dinner.
The stars and the candle things for the window.
Yeah.
And we ate at a place called Gustav Adolf.
Yeah.
Adolf.
But in walking around, there's like a really nice shopping area down there, and like the whole town is really cute and easy to get around. And
the main square where we ate has their lights in the square are actual flames, like torches.
Yes.
Like all the time they were built into the ground.
Well, and it was snowing.
Yeah.
And they were still going.
Yeah. Yeah. It started snowing at the dinner. Well, no, it really started snowing while we were eating.
Yeah. At the
we
very
ate
end.
Outside, which is odd for Lisa.
Well, what's odder for Lisa is that she was the only one not covered.
Well, you picked that chair because it was right by the fire.
I know, but I'm like, why do I feel like I'm getting wet? And I look up and it's just snowing on my head while I'm eating dinner.
Like blizzard snowing. It was snow. Like walking home was a little miserable.
Well, and it was not coming down.
No.
It was coming at your eyeballs.
Yeah. Oh, it was a long walk home, and it really wasn't even that far.
No, and it wasn't even that the snow was that bananas hard. It was just icy, and it was coming at your face.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't hide from it.
Well, so I went to bed a little worried about because we parked outside by the harbor. I was a little worried.
But the next morning we went out. Well, we were leaving, and so everything was fine. We got out fine, no problems. Beautiful. We're driving, and we took tons of video from the road, which we can set or post. But it was just a really, really like winter wonderland drive. It was lovely. And then our next stop was Hamburg again, but a different hotel than the one we stayed on the way.
A great hotel, a great area. I will go back there again.
I would go back there any time of year. So, but anyway, we had like a beautiful snowy drive home and then came home to it. And it was kind of the perfect end to a really lovely trip.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a bonus episode about what it's like when it snows in the Netherlands, because it's an adventure.
It is an adventure. It is in Italy too, kind of. In Florence it is. But I will say, my takeaway is that I didn't know what I was expecting in Gothenburg, but it's not like the traditional ancient old architecture and cities in a lot of Europe, but it is incredibly efficient, incredibly well planned, really pretty with a lot to offer, and very, very livable. So I would go back there in a second.
I would too.
I think it's really cool. And I loved Malmo too.
I did too. I want to go spend more time there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a week long in Malmo because it is very small, but I want to spend more time there because you know what it is? Sweden is a good place to like just travel slow.
Well, yeah, because it feels livable. It feels like, you could just kind of do your thing and like it would be nice, And
the Swedish people are all so nice. Like I did not encounter one not really friendly person.
Yeah. No, I was definitely impressed and enjoyed it and would go back.
Well, thanks. Happy New Year.
Thanks for listening.
We're going to have another great year of podcasting. So stay tuned.
And I know we said it on Instagram and social media, but last year was really great. So we're looking forward to another great year. And we thank you for listening and sharing and doing all the things that you're doing because it allows us to keep doing this. So thank you.
And if you haven't subscribe on Spotify or subscribe on Apple because we are going to start doing some more like bonus episodes. So you'll get notification if they come out. And it helps us all around if you subscribe. So thanks, man.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Check out the website, www.thegetawayswithaz.com. And we'll see you next week.